Well, joining me right now, we have Rina Gandhi, attorney for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who the government admitted was mistakenly removed to a prison in El Salvador. Rina, before I get to some specific questions, when you think about all of this big picture and the fact that I introduced you by saying this government has admitted that they mistakenly deported him to El Salvador and yet follows that up by saying, yeah, we can't bring him back. What goes through your mind? Is there a lack of logic there?
Yes, quite frankly, it feels disingenuous given our history of cooperating with and negotiating with and working with foreign governments to help transport U.S. citizens, legal permanent residents, foreign nationals into and out of the United States. We're regularly sending planes to El Salvador. We have clear, good communication with El Salvador. It's disingenuous that we can't make this happen.
So let's get to the Supreme Court's directive to the Trump administration to not remove some detainees from the United States until further order of the court. Now, this comes too late for your client, but what impact do you expect it might have on the pending cases as well as potentially your case?
Huge. We've been hearing stories of attorneys from our community saying, my client hearing scheduled, 2026, later this year, next week, and my client's already been deported. So this pause will significantly help people be able to attain and seek justice.
And you have Abrego Garcia's wife, Jennifer Vasquez Sura, saying that her and her children's prayers were answered because she now knows her husband is alive. And here's what Senator Van Hollen reported from his conversation with Abrego Garcia down in El Salvador. Take a listen.
He spoke several times about your 5-year-old son who has autism. 5-year-old son who was in the car in Maryland when Kilmar was pulled over by U.S. government agents and handcuffed. When I asked him what was the one thing he would ask for in addition to his freedom, he said he wanted to talk to his wife, Jennifer.
So you may not be directly in touch with Abrego Garcia's family, but what hope does the meeting give them?
It gives us hope that, at least he's alive. He's able to communicate, and there is a way to get in touch with him. Now, that was obviously a stage setup meeting, but still served a purpose. It proved to us that he's there and he's worth fighting for. And now he knows, too, that we're fighting for him.
Mm-hmm. And Senator Van Hollen reported that he said he was transferred about 10 days ago out of that notorious CCOT into a detention center with some better conditions. Do you think the first Supreme Court ruling ordering the government to facilitate, and again, that's the operative word, facilitate his return to the U.S., had anything to do with his relocation?
I genuinely don't know. We've had no information, despite the required status reports that our government is supposed to be providing the court. We've no information. So I learned in real time with you that information myself.
But what about Vaughn Hilliard, who mentioned in his report that government agencies are now releasing details about old traffic stops involving your client? But Abrego Garcia was not charged with, or let alone convicted, of any crimes here in the U.S., and courts found that he was entitled to due process before he was removed. So what's your reaction to what we're hearing from the president and some of these agencies?
It's honestly confusing. Put all this evidence that you feel is relevant into the court and let a judge decide. Give him the opportunity to say his side, and let's have a real case. At this social media, we shouldn't be releasing government documents on X. Let's court and let's do this right.
So you talk about things that shouldn't be done, but the White House says Abrego Garcia is not coming back. The president of El Salvador says he's not sending Abrego Garcia back. So what avenues remain available to you? What is your best hope for getting him out?
Well, quite frankly, all avenues remain open because none have really been tried. As Senator Van Hollen said, the U.S. Embassy down there was never given instruction to even make an ask. The president hasn't made an ask. The Salvadoran president made a joke that going to help smuggle him into the United States, which of course is not the ask. So I'm still, because it seems like all avenues that we regularly use in other cases are still available to us.
A Reagan-appointed judge in a very conservative federal appeals court issued a blistering order this week saying if today the executive claims the right to deport without due process and in disregard of court orders, what assurance will there be tomorrow that it will not deport American citizens and then disclaim responsibility to bring them home? And Rina, this gets to the heart of your case, but do you worry that all of this White House, the continued rhetoric on immigration, will influence the eventual outcome?
I hope not. It seems that at every level has been consistent in the message. Due process is a fundamental constitutional right available to all. So the government, the president, is welcome to continue to put things out on social media, but when we get to court, I imagine things will go differently.
All right, Rina Gandhi, definitely still fighting on behalf of her client. Thank you so much for your time with us. I appreciate it, considering how busy you are. Thank you.